Last weekend, I was at Larvik Guitar Festival, and there's no secret that I am a board member of that festival. And since I've joined about a year ago, it's now called Larvik International Guitar and Bass Festival, which I'm very proud of course. So as a board member, you get this sweater, and as you can see on my logo here, we have the jazz bass instead of the flying V inside the logo. So I'm very proud of that. Anyways, since I were at the festival, I wanted to film the gear expo. So I wanted to show you guys all the bass gear that were at the festival that you were able to try and ask and talk to the distributors and everything. And also at the end of the video, I will show you some of the bass players that we booked for the festival and some of the great bass players that I've wanted to see for such a long time. So make sure to stay tuned and watch the end of the video where you can see some footage of 4 or 5 of the greatest bass players that I know that were at the festival. And if you want to see more videos from the festival, then make sure to visit Larvik Guitar Festival YouTube channel, and then you will see there will be videos from this year's festival coming throughout the year. So please click and subscribe to that one as well. So I'm going to do a voiceover walkthrough of the Gear Expo at the festival. As you can see here, we are starting with the Fender place at the Gear Expo. We got a couple of different players, and here we got my favorite bass in the world, the Fender Mustang, with a nice red shape. Here's a couple of more Fender players. I love these block inlays. I would really want to get one of those. So those are nice. Now check this out. This is really cool. This is a new type of Fender. I think I haven't seen this before. Kind of look like the Jaguar body shape, but it's the Fender Meteora bass. So that's a really cool one. I haven't seen that one before. Nice finish. Now we are moving over to a familiar place for me. I really wanted to talk to you about the Wasa Air for bass. Now I've tried the Wasa Air for guitar. I was at NAMM in 2019 when they released it, and I did some product demonstrations there. But the Wasa Air on bass I haven't tried, but if they are as good as the Wasa Air for guitar, then they're going to be a super practice tool, and I really want one. So next to the Wasa Air, you have the Boss GT 1000 Core, which is the pedal board that I'm using a lot, and you got their new flagship GX 100 with touchscreen and everything. And even though they didn't bring a Boss Katana bass this year at this gear festival, when you got people like Torodd and Hans in charge of Roland Boss Norway, then you can't help it but be okay with it. They are super nice guys. So this is a pedal I really wanted to talk to you about. I was chatting to the owner and the creator of this pedal from Trondheim Audio Devices, and it's called Scarbase 1. And it's a pedal, basically an all-in-one pedal where you will get the bass sound that you are used to hearing from all those studio records that you love, right? So it's a pedal with a compression on, FAT compression, and it's got the EQ, and it's also got a drive. So it's kind of like an all-in-one pedal, and it's Norwegian based as well, Norwegian build. But I got to try it, and it's really good. And here we got the beautiful Sandberg. I really highly admire this brand. I remember so well that I thought actually Sandberg was a Danish brand because of Marlowe DK on bass. Is there anyone else who knows about Marlowe DK? But it's German. It's from Sandbergstrasse, and that's why it's called Sandberg. There's some really nice there. There's a fretless Sandberg and Californian 5-string. Sandberg black bass. Single board pickups. So it's the distributor Fitzpatrick that are delivering Sandbergs to the Scandinavia. And here we got the orange bass. Fun fact, I actually got one of those basses from when I was in a part of the Bassist of the Year competition in 2019. Fun fact. And here we got EBS and the Marshall Epiphone. So we got that, and I really want to try that one, Micro Bass 3. I didn't get a chance to try it, but it looks like and seems like a really nice pedal. Now we got the GR bass. I haven't seen those before. It's a cabinet that are super light, and it's made of carbon fiber. and they got like pocket versions, which has a long battery life, and they got big versions as well. And of course, the distributor here is also distributing Sire basses, which we all know from the Marcus Miller series. They are really, really good. I got to try the fretless P bass there in red, the Pino Palladino red fretless. It was really, really, really good. Of course, we got the Mark bass station. We got to have that. And next to it we have the Ampeg, which is the overall brand Yamaha, with their rocket basses on their left side, about there. There we have the Yamaha rocket basses. Alright, so that was a little run through from the Gear Expo that we had this year at Larvik Guitar and Bass Festival. I hope you enjoyed it, and if actually you were there, please put that in the comments below, because I would love to hear what your thoughts about this Gear Expo was, so that we can make it better next year, for example. And also, if you weren't there next year, make sure to go to larvikguitarfestival.com and check out, and maybe you can join us next year. We would really, really want to have more bass players there, and to try out new gear, and of course see the bass artists as well. Now let's go over to the second part of the video. You're going to see 5 top bass players that we booked for the Guitar Festival this year, and we're going to start with no other than Marco Mendoza. Marco Mendoza visited us with a drummer and a guitar player from Croatia, but he came all the way from Los Angeles to visit us. If you don't know who Marco Mendoza is, he's played with a lot of bands, like a super bass player, and he also got his own career as an artist as well. And I had no idea that Marco Mendoza could sing this good. Like, check this out. I mean, what? The ending there. What? The next bass player is Hadrien Feraud. And that is a bass player that I've, for so many years, wanted to talk to and experience live, because I wondered what kind of personality he's had. And also, the day after the concert, which he plays with Frank Gambale All-Star Band on the Friday, the day after, he had a bass clinic, which gave you the opportunity to ask him questions about his bass playing or his technique, or whatever, what kind of things that he thinks about when he plays. And I actually asked him about the ramp that he uses on the bass. The part between the pickups, which makes the string action lower. I asked him about that, and also I asked him that when he plays so ridiculously fast as he can do, Hadrien, I asked him if that was rhythmic patterns that he has like practiced up and down and plays it for the skill of it, or if he actually played it because he listened and wanted the melodic phrase of it. And well, the answer is that he actually wants those fast runs melodically, not technically, but melodically, much like a saxophone player going up and down for the melodic phrasing of the solo, which was really cool. So he had a great clinic the day after, lots of great questions and lots of great answers. But you're going to see footage from when he played a bass solo on Frank Gambale's All-Star Band concert, which was a great concert. Now, the next bass player you're going to see is probably Norway's best bass player. His name is Per Mathisen. I've actually had a couple of lessons with him when I was starting playing bass. He is a monster bass player. He's called the Bass Viking, which is a really cool nickname. So make sure to check him out on social and the webs. He played with Robin Ford on the Saturday, the main event. And they only had a practice the day before and the sound check, and then they delivered a full concert. But you can see I just made it for the rest of this bass solo here, but he was tearing the roof off with it, and he's playing a fretless 5-string, and you can see also on the neck of the bass it says Mathisen, which is his surname. So that's really cool. So this is Per Mathisen bass solo during Robin Ford concert. Next to last is the bass player for Larvik, and her name is Poliana. Make sure to check her out on the socials and everything. Now, I saw some pictures of her playing with Adam Lambert, for example. So she has been playing with a lot of great artists. And you're going to see some footage of her playing a really cool bass solo during Larvik concert. And last but not least, we got Andreas D Frammé. Now, this is a really good bass player, a young bass player from Oslo, Norway. And he played with the guitar player named Niklas Myhre. And Niklas Myhre and I have played a lot together before, and I really wanted to book him for the Guitar Festival this year. And I'm just going to say that Niklas here has the potential to become one of Norway's greatest guitar players. His technical skills is ridiculous. So make sure to check him out on the socials and the webs. But Andreas D Frammé, which is a Norwegian bass player with this beautiful Nathan East Yamaha bass. I got to shoot some footage where he had a great bass solo, and I mean, he surprised me so much. He is a super bass player, so I hope you enjoy him. All right, so that was that. Larvik Guitar Festival 2023, or as I would call it, Larvik Bass Festival 2023 is over, and it's a year till the next one. I hope you will consider, if you weren't here at this year's festival, please consider joining us. Make sure to visit larvikguitarfestival.com for more information about the next year's when that arrives, and go to the Larvik Guitar Festival YouTube channel, and so that you can get all of the other footage that I've filmed that I haven't shown you today. And you can see also the footage in full and not just small snips that I gave you on this video. Anyways, if you were at the festival, please let me know in the comments below if you liked it or not. And if you want to join the festival, then please let me know in the comments below. I hope you subscribe to my channel if you like, if you're a bass player and if you like bass. Anyways, take it easy. I'll see you in the next video.